Welcome in, everyone. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is All in the Charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, and click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live on the YouTubes. Guys, you can find me on X, Twitter, one word. You can see it right here. It's Crypto Bull God. You can also find me on Instagram if you want some gym motivational content. I'm on Instagram, same username. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Market really hasn't been doing much. Not surprising, we're getting a little bit of red price action today, which is no concern. We'll take a look and see kind of what's going on. I think today's live stream is going to be pretty quick, not too long. And what I decided I wanted to spend time on today is I wanted to spend time looking at some meme coins. So if you hold any meme coins, this will be the live stream for you. If you hate meme coins, you're going to underperform, in my opinion, next year. But to each their own. Just a reminder, I will not be live streaming on Wednesday. I'll be traveling. I would say tomorrow's going to be a challenge as well, just because I'll be packing and sort of getting ready for that trip. I'm not a last-minute person. I like to plan things out and be ahead of schedule. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of challenging for me to live stream tomorrow. But should be back on Thursday, though. So feel free to drop a comment. Let me know you're stopping by. And let's get into the charts. We're going to look at the 12-hour here. There isn't anything super surprising going on. In fact, actually, if you take a look at this descending resistance, all we've done at the moment is we've come back and back tested this. I mean, how many times have I said this on the live stream? You know, when you break a descending resistance and then you back test it and bounce off of it, it can be a springboard if the price action is bullish. Now, that's not to say that if we go down to this price area that it's bad, because it's not. We still have all these higher lows coming in. Now, the main thing that I'd be watching for, and you can pull up a chart on TradingView if you want to keep an eye on some lower time frame price action. And kind of some key areas to keep in mind. I think it's very simple, actually. And I'll tell you how I came up with this. First off, we have price confluence right here, which are denoted by the horizontal green lines. But we're right in between that 50 and 200 simple moving average. Now that we have a true golden cross on this chart, we want strength to resume to the upside, okay? And in order for that to be accomplished, we need price action to stay above the average price of the past 50 to 200 days, which is what these moving averages are. Okay, we don't want to start dipping below the 200 simple moving average because that opens up the door to lower lows, but it also opens up the door to a cross down, right? So I just want to stay up in this area. So what that's telling you is, look, we could go as low as 61.8 and we're fine. That's another more than 10% downside from here. We're completely fine. And again, I think it's very important, if you haven't gotten it from this channel yet, that whether you agree or disagree, and I think disagreement can be very healthy, whether you agree or disagree with my outlook on the market, with my view on a chart, the most important thing you can do for yourself and for your portfolio is to remain unemotional and logical, right? Let me give you an example. If during the week, Bitcoin suffered 6-7% downside price action, and we're all the way down here at, say, 63 or 62 or 64, you shouldn't be sweating it. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't have any emotion about that, because the reality is we're printing all these higher lows, and we're still well above the 200 simple moving average on the 12-hour. So really pays off to just look at things very robotically and unemotionally. If we take a real quick look at the daily, I saw, Tony, that we're getting closer and closer to that golden cross, which is great. Again, not a golden shower. I'm personally not into the golden showers, to each their own, but we're talking about a golden cross here. For a guy who's not into golden showers, I do bring it up quite often when we're talking about golden crosses. So, anyway, I just noticed, just an observation on my part. Tony the Bull BTC had a really interesting observation today. His interesting observation, if you're not following him on X, like what the hell are you even doing? He provides great content. You need to give him a follow. He's been on the channel a couple times. I think our schedules have been a little out of whack, and I haven't had guests on my channel in a long time. I know I'm busy on this end. But regardless, great technician, great guy too. And on here, he points out a really interesting observation. So let's look at this chart here. So you can see there's a couple candlesticks here he's denoting. This is a Bitcoin monthly chart. And what he's saying is green highlighted monthly candles are the result of the daily chart, not the weekly and not the monthly. The daily chart reaching over 70 on the RSI. Now, what's interesting real quick about that 70 level is that we've talked about that a lot and the significance that it has on a weekly, 2 weekly, and monthly in terms of explosive price action to the upside. Mainly on the weekly, we've talked about it. Here, he's talking about that same 70 reading on the RSI, but he's talking about a daily chart. And when that has happened, it has resulted in the monthly candlesticks that you're seeing highlighted here. So if we go to the daily, where are we at on the relative strength index? We just, look what we did. Funny, right? We just peeked our head right above there at 70.39 yesterday, and now today we've dipped down to 63. So what would I like to see here? Well, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to assess this very similarly to how I would assess price action on the relative strength index. So in general, this is not going to be a perfect line. It's just to illustrate a point. In general, we have an upsloping line, right, on the relative strength index. So for me, the relative strength index could come all the way down here and we're fine, right? But I want to hold the upsloping line and eventually come up here. So I would suspect, based on some of the volatility we're seeing, and Mondays are always tough. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Mondays can always be a false signal in terms of what you can expect for the week. Mondays are always a little tricky, but tricky-dicky. But I'm expecting some sort of a petering out somewhere in here, and then an eventual pop up above 70 in November. So if not before, but again, keep in mind what I said to you, that I believe November is really where some explosive price action is going to come in. Now, and I've also said this, it's looking more and more likely that Trump's going to win the presidency. In the event that Trump wins the presidency, people love narratives. Even though the charts are going to tell us what's going on, people love a good narrative, right? It gets clicks, it gets views, it makes sense to your emotional side. Don't be surprised one bit. Don't be surprised one bit if there is a pump going into the election and after the election, once Trump does win. I'd be surprised at this point if Harris wins. And then an immediate dump and then a resumption of the trend up. That's sort of what I'm expecting. So I wouldn't be surprised. So let's kind of put that in let's have some fun with this. So let's say, what would that actually look like? What that would actually look like, let's put this on a 3-day. This is a weekly chart, but we're going to put it on a 3-day. Here is the election date approximately on this chart. Actually, that is. It's Tuesday the 5th, okay? So to me, what that looks like is you could see a gradual rise up here. Maybe we break all-time highs, and then you see a sharp sell-off all the way down somewhere in this zone, and then a resumption up. That's sort of what I'm expecting. Now, in the grand scheme of things, does it matter if I'm correct or incorrect over the next couple of weeks? No, it doesn't, because it doesn't change anything in the macro picture. I'm just trying to get you prepared for some volatility ahead. Just because I believe 2025 is going to be a fantastic year to be invested in crypto doesn't mean that there aren't going to be a lot of twists and turns and volatility, right? Let's take a look at some meme coins real quick. If you get off that, I don't even know what was open there. We're not going to look at my personal files. So if you look at some of these meme coins, right? If you're expecting WIF right now is about a 2 point. What is WIF? Let's use WIF as an example, right? If you're expecting WIF, which is a $2.5 billion market cap at the moment, okay, it's crazy to even think about, but it's a $2.5 billion market cap, and let's say you're assuming that it's going to hit somewhere between like 30 to 50, okay, that's just sort of what your range is. Well, what you're talking about is anywhere between a 12 to 20x. So if you're anticipating a 12 to 20x based on current valuations, and we look at current price action, a 7%, even a 7% move is nothing. Once this market starts to heat up, you're going to see tokens like this up 50, 60, 70, 120% in a day. That's how much volatility there is to the upside. But we also have to keep in mind, once we start to enter a lot of those parabolic moves within the market, there will be sharp pullbacks. The question you have to answer for yourself is, and this is something that is personal to you that you have to figure out, what is your sell strategy? Because I can tell you in the moment, it's a lot harder than saying today, oh, I'm just going to, I'm just going to sell XRP when it hits $5, right? It's a lot... It's a lot harder in the moment when things are running super hard to actually press the sell button. It really is. And that's why you have to have a game plan in mind. How are you judging the market or the asset you're holding to be super overheated, and it might be smart to take some profits, right? No one ever got hurt taking profits. So just keep these things in mind, because once this market starts moving, it's very easy for myself and for anyone to feed into the emotions of the market. You have to remind yourself of that. What's up, Frankie? So with that being said, let us take a look at a few meme coins. That's really what I want to spend a little bit of time on today. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a quicker live stream. Actually, I lied. I want to take a look really quick, because I haven't looked at this in a while, to be honest with you. I want to take a look at... if I can spell it, I thought... Okay, I thought I had... let's go through these charts. I wanted to go through tether dominance, and I know I have a chart saved on it, but I don't know what I have it saved as. So many charts here. Bitcoin, I think I saved it as Bitcoin topping. Bitcoin, because it's one of the topping indicators. Interest rate cycle. Well, that's frustrating. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. I'm going to get there. It's here somewhere. See how many charts I have? Guys, I have so many charts on here. I would, if there was a way to easily pay someone to go through here and clean this up, I don't want to have to deal with this. This is like a fucking mess. It's a nightmare in here. Look at all these damn charts. I feel like, this is as bad as my inbox in my Gmail. It's like there's so many damn emails, and I'm so bad about it. So bad that I started using a Yahoo account, and now that's starting to get a little rough. Not as bad as the Gmail. My Gmail is pretty brutal. Yeah, not seeing it. Maybe we won't look at tether dominance, and maybe we'll pick another day, because I really don't want to waste a lot of time scrolling through here. Can't find it. That's interesting. I'm going to have to... It's really interesting. Okay. Well, in any event... Oh, you know what? Maybe I saved it as... That would be too obvious, right? Yeah, there we go. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Maybe the symbol for tether. Okay, so let's see what's going on with tether dominance. So just as a quick refresher, now this is one of the ones from my topping indicator video that I had, telling us when the market would likely be topping. This is one of those indicators. You can check out the video on how to properly use this in terms of being a topping indicator strategy. But the general premise behind your dominance, your tether dominance chart is think about it. If you have more money deployed in stable coins, what does that actually mean? It means there's a lot of money on the sidelines ready to buy up altcoins, right? Or buy up crypto. If Tether dominance is going down and there's not as much funds in a stable coin like Tether, what that's telling you is people are deploying those assets. They're selling crypto assets, right? So what we want to see is a low Tether dominance. We want to see this thing break down. And the thing that I've pointed out here, and I've seen a few other TA individuals point out, we're in a bear pennant, okay? If you're having problems ascertaining, the word I like to use quite often, that this is a bearish view, what you can do is you can invert the chart and ask yourself if it's looking bullish or bearish. Now, if we invert the chart, bullish is bearish, bearish is bullish, okay? And as you can clearly see here, let's get this out of the way. As you can clearly see, we're clearing descending resistance and we're breaking out of the pennant here, okay? Typically, if this were something we'd want to see go up, this would be very bullish. But let's actually look at the way the chart is intended to look. You can see we have a pole, we have a pennant, and the pennant has just broken. And I think what this further highlights is when you have price structure like this break. So what's happening right now is you have a bear pennant and you're awaiting confirmation for this bear pennant to play out. It's not immediate. You have to allow for confirmation to develop within the chart. This is a weekly. So quite oftentimes you come down here, you break, right? Like here, you're going to try to come up here and re-enter and get rejected, right? So what we want to look for at this point on Tether dominance is a rejection in this general area, and we want to continue lower down to here, and then down to here, and then down to here. How am I picking these levels? Well, I mean, guys, it's pretty easy. If you look left here, you can see we hit this low here, we hit this approximate low here. I'm discounting wicks. We hit this low here. So I would watch for some sort of a stair-step reactionary movement down in Tether dominance. So really interesting to see that Tether dominance is starting to show signs that it's breaking down. And what you also see conjointly with this is as Tether dominance really begins to break down, what's happening is a lot of that stable coin, a lot of those stable coin funds are being fed into your altcoins. So what should you also expect to see? You should also finally expect to see a breakdown in the rising wedge on Bitcoin dominance, right? Because altcoins are going to run a lot harder than Bitcoin as Tether stablecoins get fed into the altcoin market. So hopefully that makes sense. Oh, all right. Let's get into not doing TA Q&A today, my friend. But we're going to take a look at a few memes I would like to take a look at. So with, I know there are some out there apparently in the market that think this thing is going below $1 from here. I just don't see it. I see a massive bull pennant. Anything's possible, but I see a massive bull pennant. We've broken out of it. We've back tested it as support, and now we're just creating higher highs and higher lows. I illustrated this for you several days back. It was last week. And I said to you, now that we've broken out to this area, I mean, I have it highlighted here. Now that we've broken out to this area, expect some sort of a retrace and continued movements up. If the market's where I expect it to be, is where I believe it to be. So looking good there. Anything on the price indicators? No, looking good. RSIs are making higher highs here relative to back here, so it's looking good. So WIF is looking good. Wojak, we have what I like about this is not only, I mean, obviously is the market structure beautiful, but you have this nice rounding bottom here, right? Wouldn't surprise me. This is basically the same area. We have a little cup here. Okay, this is my cup. Wouldn't surprise me to get a little handle and then continued push up, right? We're very, very close to getting to all-time high territory. I mean, we're just about there. This thing just has to go. In order to break into new all-time highs, Wojak needs to run, what, like 10% or something, 15%? Oh, wow, really? Oh, wow, these numbers are really small. Okay, a lot harder than I thought. Okay. Never mind what I just said. All right, it's got to run 60%, which Does sound like a lot, but I would like to remind everyone here that when we bottomed out here, we've just run 300%. So that 60% can occur easily within a week. So we'll see how the market continues churning here. Let's take a look at Brett. Brett is another one that's sort of been in this downtrend with the lower lows and lower highs coming in, similar to WIF. However, we've begun to break descending resistance here. We're really trying to hold this area. My sort of line in the sand I don't want to see get broken with Brett is this 9.5 cent area. I don't want to start, this is on a 3-day. I don't want to start to see 3-day candlesticks get back down below here. If we're up here, that's great, because essentially what we're doing is we're breaking the downward resistance. It's like any other chart. You know, you have all these higher lows coming in. You know, you could have even a double bottom here, and then just continued movement up. So, chart's looking like it wants to bust a nut soon. MACD looks great. RSI, stochastic RSI, all look healthy. When, very, very, very tiny market cap here. Let's just take a look at price action on the weekly. You can see we're breaking out from a falling wedge / bull pennant. Given how early this asset is, I really wouldn't feed too much into the bull pennant idea, but I would absolutely agree with the notion that we have a falling wedge here. No doubt about that. Did I have this on a different time frame? Is that why I had this drawn like this? That's absolutely why I had this drawn like this. So on the 3-day, okay. So on the 3-day, you can see it even more. That we really started. You see this falling wedge. See how the wedge is larger at the top, and then it's smaller on the bottom. That's it's a falling wedge. Did I say rising wedge? I apologize. It's a falling wedge here, which is a bullish pattern. And so what's happened now is we've broken out from descending resistance, and now price is stabilizing right in this area. This is really healthy, and we're also in an uptrend denoted by the rising green line, right? I have all these areas of price confluence up here we got to break above. Let's see if we have any bullish divergence developing here. So yeah, the other thing, you could argue there's a little bit of bullish divergence right in this area here because RSI is slightly increasing. But in general, it's really healthy to see that relative strength index has continued to push up as the price has continued to push up. Looking good. We've looked at that before. We don't need to look at that. I don't know what. No, we don't need to look at that. We just looked at that. Why are we looking at that again? Pepe. Prices are not updated here. There we go. Pepe, for anyone holding Pepe, I have a tiddly amount. You guys are sitting pretty, because right now we appear to be on the verge, and whether or not we break down, fine. If we break down, I would suspect we'll come right back down here. I mean, you can see this, right? A kindergartner could draw this. A pole, a pennant. A pole, a pennant. Okay? History, short amount of time, small sample size, tells us we can expect to move up. We're also trying to cross up on the MACD on the weekly, so looking good there. Doge, we just looked at this the other day. Doge has this beautiful rounding bottom that we took a look at. Why the hell is this on it daily? There we go. This is on a weekly. Typically, if you study past markets, you'll see, or past market cyclical behavior, once Doge really starts to pump up, welcome in, Juan, good to see you. Once Doge really starts to pump, it's signaling the start of some significant movements within the altcoin market. Doge is starting to move. It's starting to move. And the beautiful thing I pointed out the other day, look at this nice rounding bottom. Okay. In terms of areas of resistance, guys, by the way, is there anyone here? I have not charted that. Is there anyone here? Is there anyone here that owns Doge? Is there anyone here that owns Doge? I'm curious. Am I the only one? Doge is the OG meme coin, and it's going to outperform a lot of other projects in the space, in my opinion. I think that I believe that Doge is going to hit over $1. It's at 17 cents at the moment. I think the minimum multiple return from current price levels would be a 7x, putting it at $1. But $1 is a psychological level. I see it going over $1. Here's some major areas of resistance at 17 and 23 cents. No one here owns Doge. Guys, are you kidding me? No one. Wow. That is... I'm disappointed in you guys. None of your portfolios in Doge. It's the best meme coin. It's the king meme coin. It's the Bitcoin of meme coins. Really surprised. All right, so here are your major areas of price confluence. You got 17 cents, 23, 35, 45, and 74. Now, one of the things this chart is telling me is once we clear, okay, this line here, I'm actually going to mark this. Once we clear this line, there is a lot of gap between 45 cents and 74. This thing could run really hard once it definitively breaks above 45 cents. But Doge is looking awesome. If we want to chart SHIB against Doge, which I've done here for my own trading purposes, you can see in general, we're in an uptrend. I'll clean this chart up a little bit. In general, we are in an uptrend, okay, since the beginning here. Now, we've been in a downturn since October of 21. But to me, assessing this chart, I mean, I think it's very possible, based on how this chart looks, that Shiba Inu will actually outperform Doge. We'll have to see, but I'm looking at this thinking we're at least going to get a retest up into this, somewhere in this area. Now, could this fall apart and do something like this? Of course. But that's what I would hypothesize. We already took a look at Nacho. What other meme coins? Let's take a look at MOG. So MOG is one that is pushing up against MOG. This is on the weekly. Yes, we have bearish divergence on the RSI. I've seen this posted on X. Just because we've broken the trend line here doesn't mean anything, because we have to take out these. You can see here, look. We still have descending RSI. So we do have negative divergence on the RSI. RSI is lower here than it was here. But this, to me, looks beautiful. Looks like a beautiful setup to want to get a blue sky breakout, possibly come down here, fake people out, and then continue upwards. So we'll have to see. But MOG is looking very, 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 very good. Sundog on Tron. No, I don't have that one. Oh, wow. Sun Edison. Anybody here remember Sun Edison? Or not Sun Edison. What the hell was that? Was it Sun Edison? I forget the name of the company. They went bankrupt. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sun Edison. They went bankrupt. They were a renewable energy company that at one time I was invested in, and they went belly up. Okay, Sundog. I don't have a chart ready for that one. Let's see what else we can get up here. What else can I take a look at? Cocky New. You haven't looked at that one in a long time. Anybody here a holder of Cocky New? Cocky New. This is on Avalanche. This is the #1 meme coin on Avalanche. Nothing too exciting here. might draw this descending resistance a little different and say we're still in it. But we've formed a base here. The interesting thing on this one is I would look for, is there any bullish divergence here? Now, the reason, real quick, before we take a look at this, the reason it's important you understand why I believe there could be bullish divergence on here. The reason is because we've been in a downtrend and price has been doing this. It's just going sideways, and quite oftentimes when you have that type of setup, you get bullish divergence. Guys, did I call it or not? Right? Again, when you chart things for a long time, a lot of the same things pan out. Price is going sideways. Bada bing, bada boom. We got the bullish divergence on the RSI. So this thing could see a substantial break once the market starts moving. Let's take a look. I don't have a chart for this one, but I want to take a look at it because I know it's gotten some. Let's take a look at Ponky. Ponky. It was funny. I was listening to something this morning. I was feeling a little punchy this morning. I was listening to something talking about meme coins, and I just found the humor in the fact that in my professional career, I'm an analytics guy, right? I have these professional credentials. I've taken all these exams. I'm a super nerdy math guy, kind of behind the scenes here, and I work in a very niche field with a lot of brainiacs, guys that are men and women smarter than me, but a really great field to be in. And then I think of how much time I spend in a space where predominant narratives are Bobo, Ponky, Mew, Mog, Whiff, Dog with Hat, Pepe, Brett, like all this shit. I'm like, Cocky New. I'm like, man, I spend time in this space. I just see the humor in it. Let's take a look at Ponky and see what's going on here. This one's looking really good. Now, the only thing I don't like to see right off the bat on the weekly, you have declining relative strength index as the price has continued moving up. I don't like to see that. On the 3-day, yeah, I don't. This is very strong bearish divergence. We're starting to break out from it. You can see on the 3-day, you see how we're starting to break out from it, but we got to get well above 70 here. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't like the relative strength index. And some of these meme coins, like we took a look at MOG, are showing something similar. So we're still we're in a downtrend that broke. I wouldn't actually highlight that. Anyone here in Ponky? Is anyone here in Ponky? How about Popcat? Popcat. There's another one. Shark Cat. Anyone in Shark Cat? Shark Cat and Popcat. And Mew. I find the humor in life, guys. You gotta find the humor in life, you know? Look, if I sell a bunch of meme coins and it does me well, then so be it. All right, let's see here. I don't want to overcomplicate this chart. But I feel like I have to add that, and then we'll just add the all-time high. So there's your areas of price confluence. Ideally, what I'd like to see out of Ponky, I'd like to see if we come down here. I really don't want to break this level because now we're taking out the lower high here if we do. So hold that level. We're just waiting for a general rise up in price with the rest of the market. Again, we're getting a little bit of red today. Given the price action that we're getting today, wouldn't be surprised to see some green come in tomorrow. Remember, the week is a long week. November is right in front of us. If I look at the calendar, guys, Halloween is next Thursday. Anybody here dressing up? I might dress up as a Ponky or a Bobo, maybe a Mog or a Popcat. But Halloween is coming up next Thursday, and so that means November 1st is coming up on Friday, which is 2 Fridays from now, guys. Things are really going to start heating up quickly, in my opinion. So Remain patient. Nothing has changed. I will be back here on Thursday. Highly doubt I will be here tomorrow. Definitely not here Wednesday. I appreciate each and every single person that makes time to come aboard the live stream. Take care, everybody. I will see you on Thursday. And until next time, let's all spread awareness and carry the education forward. Take care.